Grammarly?
That's right.
My job is to make college easier because students have a lot on their
Sorry, Coach.
plates.
Like Harper, an econ major who piles on the pressure.
Grammarly can help her stress less.
This term paper's gotta be great. It's a third of my grade.
Hi everybody. Hope you're all doing well. I'm doing okay today. Feeling quite good each and every day, so I would say I'm feeling pretty swell today for where I am. But hello? Let me look at the chat. That's valid. I don't blame you. This is a particular song from a game that's near and dear to my heart. Digimon Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. It's called Memories. It's a really great game. They have like absolutely stellar music. If I wanted to flood a playlist with one specific type of like music from a game, it would definitely be this one. It's great. I did quiet it down a little bit more. It does tend to be a little bit quiet. If I quieted it down a little bit so I could get started here. But it's nice to see you, Zeno. Hope you're doing good. And all you other people lurking around here. But yeah. Just wanted to say hello. Hope everyone's doing good. Got my itinerary ready. And we are gonna get into things, you know. Now, to start, as a usual disclaimer, this series is not multiplayer. I'm not going to be inviting a whole lot of people for this cinema thing. Most of it's just going to be by ourselves watching cutscenes or me desyncing something with maybe a friend. We'll see if or when that happens. But as a disclaimer, it's usually a fine picked group of people that I have that I will usually tend to invite, and you know, so just don't expect like a bunch of things like, oh, someone's going to be coming on stream all the time or something. It's mostly just going to be us watching the cutscenes. A good example would be last stream, which is like the ideal way I would like to handle things most of the time. But yeah, I put the song on loop on purpose because I really just wanted one song before we get into everything. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing good. Just, there's going to be a single player thing. I don't disclose my server or anything like that, so we're just going to be watching cutscenes and stuff. I hope people enjoy recounting the story from Realm Reborn. We are, wow, you know, we are like exactly halfway through the story now. We are halfway through the standard story, cutscene wise. So yeah. So for this one, I'm not gonna say for sure, but there might just be an estimated 3 streams left of this, including this one, maybe 4. There's a lot of things, and I might do add some things in between. But yeah, you know, I'm feeling pretty good for this. I hope everyone's feeling really good. I have really great energy today. I was ready on time. I just wanted to rest a couple extra minutes before stream. Playing Bravely Second, so yeah, it's been good stuff. Again, I'll always recommend this, but I highly recommend a lot of the JRPGs on the 3DS or the Vita, but specifically 3DS since I've been playing the 3DS. Yeah. Again, I hope everyone's doing swell, and it's nice being here. But without further ado, let's re-experience DM's story, because for people who do not know, this is just a retelling of a story. This isn't me playing through everything, so it's a retelling of my character called DM, who is related to an old character I had. She kind of morphed into that. Alright, though. Is everybody ready to get into things? I'm feeling pretty confident to do that. So we may just transition right over because I'm pretty excited. I just need to make sure everything went off and everything's well. Because I think they are. But yeah, no. Feeling pretty good. Just give me one quick second and we'll be on with everything. I hope everyone enjoys. Also enjoy Spooky Weekend. That's a thing. It's spooky. Sometimes those things happen with the spooky. Okay, there we go. Just had to check on something for a second and feed my cat. I've been alternating giving her different types of wet foods because I started giving her soups now, so that's all good. Let me just turn this music to a pause. Wouldn't that be swell? Okay. So we're ready for number 4 today. There might be only freaking 6 or 7 episodes. That's wild to me. But the way this has been paced, I've been extremely happy with. Things have worked out surprisingly well for something that I've planned out. So I'm really excited. So let's turn that music on and then switch on over. There we are. And there's our intro screen. So, to review what we did last time, because I also had to look through that, is last time we learned a lot about grand companies. We learned about the sylphs, saved a sylph, and we have a sylph on our team, and it helping us out. We also learned about a man called Ramu, and we did a spooky manor, which was a spooky place. And today, we may not be in it, but we will be starting by, you know, up in Loneskia and such. So that's where our journey is going to start around near today. No, you're not playing. But yeah, why don't we get into it? Wouldn't that be swell? I think that would be. Let's pop that off. Whoops. Didn't want to do that. I just want PC off. Stream has started. Okay. So let's just get everything ready. Everyone chill and relax, because we're going to be reacting to some story today. It might be quite a bit. I'm not sure. I did most of the things I needed to this week, and while this weekend will be busy, it's not in the same busyness. But yeah. Just have to stay tuned to see what happens, you know? Yeah. Let's get on to things. As we wake up with DM in Ul'dah. This is where we're going to be taking our story here, because I realize out of all the places we've stayed in, right? We've done like all of Limsa. We've stayed in Limsa for a while. We saw most of the area. and we also saw, you know, Gridania for a while, and I was in there for 2 streams. So, that would be appropriate to be in Ul'dah for 1 or 2 streams, because they really do deserve it. It's nice stuff here. Trying to think if the music is loud enough. I'll turn up a smidgen. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, get ready today by playing Egg Hunter. I don't really have any appropriate place to put this. I thought this would be a cute opener just sort of on the spot. So there are tons of seasonal events for Final Fantasy XIV, which include stuff like Easter, Christmas, Halloween time times 2, Final Fantasy 15 promotion, and also promotions for stuff like Yokai Watch. One that I am ecstatically happy for, and one of the ones that I missed. But yeah, Yokai Watch is an amazing RPG. They're great. But yeah, they have a side promotion here where you could get stuff of Jibanyan and what's the butler ghost? Fuck, I can't remember his name. All the Yokai Watch like lovers are going to hate me. But yeah, I really appreciate the game. I play it every so often. I think it's pretty great. I haven't had much time with it recently, but I highly recommend any of the games. They've got their own interesting flavor. And it's like, you know, cartoon-like and everything. So it's very toony. Anyways, this is just a little mini game. It doesn't matter. You click to jump, and you try and get gold. You don't want to get hit, but you probably will. That's pretty much all there is to do for this one. Also, the blindness makes it so you can't frickin' so you can't jump. This one sort of freaks you up when you jump too. But yeah, it's pretty simple. This is just what you get from Easter. Thanks for the laser. But yeah, it's entertaining. I rarely play this, but it's more so just a piece for being like, you did Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving, Easter. That's right, you could double jump. I forgot about that. Yeah. It's just a run and gun. There's no rewards. The reward is that you get to play this game, and it's sort of like a reward you get for doing Easter. So that's really all it is. Because you get a freaking chicken soon, honestly. You know. That's a reward in itself. Yeah. I don't know. I might play this every so often. I just find it cute. I rarely touch it, but I at least wanted to brush up on it and let people know. This toy chest just holds all the mini games for all the events when you fully complete them. So that's the only one I have, but it's cute. I don't know what the other ones may be because I've only participated in a few events, but you know. But yeah, you know, that's a thing. Also, I may be going off script for some of this, because of an idea I had, so we might suddenly try something that I did not think of before because I was just thinking about it sitting here. But yeah. Let us first see the first batch of cutscenes we have here. Okay. So today, we are starting with the Wrath of Titan. I believe we start at cutscene 1. I want to say it's all... Oh, it's because it's one cutscene, that's why. So, let's see what this is. Yeah, let's see. I'll adjust things accordingly.
The Maelstrom requests our assistance.
Concerning the kobolds they sent such copious notes on, I presume?
Yes. And no. It has more to do with their findings, which portend a peril far greater than any beast tribe.
What sort of peril?
The worst kind. A tribe of kobolds in the vicinity of Limsa Lominsa has reawakened Titan. Our task will be to slay the Primal. The Maelstrom have sworn support for the endeavor. They are no strangers to the havoc kobolds can wreak.
Years before the Grand Company's reformation, two primals, Leviathan and Titan, chanced to converge upon the sea wall, wreaking untold devastation. There, by the grace of the Navigator, were the mercenaries Merlvib hired able to fend them off. Yet it did not take long for the beast tribes to regroup, and they summoned their primals once more.
Thankfully, their second coming was decidedly short-lived, but that is beside the point. So long as tormented souls will them to exist, the realm will never be rid of primals.
The Maelstrom has kept a watchful eye upon the beast tribes, and the kobolds in particular, ever since. Which brings us to the matter at hand.
Unlike Ifrit, we know scarcely anything of Titan. Unfortunately, the only force known to have bested him, the modestly named Company of Heroes, disbanded 5 years since, and mercenaries are not in the habit of keeping chronicles.
Expect the worst. The Maelstrom's help is of course appreciated, but even if we had their whole armada at our disposal, we could still find ourselves overmatched. A pity the kobolds lack the gentle sensibilities of the sylphs. A peaceful resolution would be more than welcome. The echo will not avail you this time, I fear. If you are to survive, your steel must needs speak for you. No one would think you a coward were you to decline.
So you will accept?
Yeah, needs to help people.
Thank you.
We can't very well send her to Limsa Lominsa without Y'shtola, can we, Minfilia?
May I ask that of you, Y'shtola?
I never thought it in question.
Ever reliable. Very well. We will spare no effort to win victory. You may count on the full support of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And all not afield will aid the fight from afar. Thancred, Ida, go to the Grand Companies. Tell them of our plight and solicit their support. Urianger, send word to the students of Baldessian, and Alfino if you would. Papalimo, compile all the information we have on Titan, little though it may be. You will be apprised of the tactical situation when you reach the Sailor's Ward. Provision yourself for the journey. May you walk in the light of the crystal.
All right. So, we got to see a lot of things. We got to see our friends, and they we have to go get Titan. Nobody knows anything about Titan, so yeah. But the kobolds are the little monkey people. Little monkey people that I hold near and dear to my heart. I may be kind of wrong, but I like them a lot. I like the kobolds. But yeah, no. We're just going to be going to Lower Laneskia, and we do have a next cutscene. I want to say that also took about not even 20. Oh, 20 minutes for the other thing. I want to say this took about like 7. Let's see here. But the next thing we're going to do is summarize this up because I don't want to fucking watch this. So basically, an area that I used to go to, and one that some of you may have seen before, is a place called Eastern Luneskia. There was a place called Dessel. There was Dessel there, and you have to go through a bunch of events, and like the context between this and this I didn't feel was strong enough, so I just entirely skipped this cutscene because it's just about a money grubbing dude being like, haha, I need all my girls. And I'm like, oh wow, I really don't give a shit about you. In fact, I kind of hate you for being that kind of person. And you have to get his permission to go to Lord of Crags, and you get help on information, and he makes you do some stuff. I don't remember if it's getting wine or not, but it may be. He just wanted some stupidly, weirdly expensive wine, and people are like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't understand. So, yeah. But yeah. It's pretty much summed up as, hey, you do this, you go here, and then you figure out where Titan is and where the kobolds may be. So I just want to sum that up because there's not enough context to warrant it being something we watch, I feel. So yeah, I just want to get out of the way. There's some context between, like, I think that there's a dungeon that comes in between this. That's one of my favorites in the Realm Reborn. I want to think so. Let me see here. Is it this one? It is. Yes. Brayflox's long stop is one of my favorites, but because of how many that we've done in a row, because we've done half of them so far, I took the opportunity to take this one out. Now, if I have time and I want to show it, I will. But in the grand scheme of things, it's on the same quest. But I have to say, out of all of the dungeons I've done to this point, like, I want to say, actually, out of all the ones in the Realm Reborn, Brayflox's long stop is my favorite, mostly because of aesthetics. But I think it's pretty good. I know there's conflicting opinions on it because it's got its own problems too, but I really like that dungeon. So yeah, it's like the aftermath of that is when you go and talk to him, so it's just level wise. But anyways, I just wanted to cover that because now we're gonna have to do the Lord of Crags. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Here we go now. Here we go now. Again, hope people filing in are having a great day. Now to give context to this, this is in Upper Luneskia. So it's one of the places that I showed off with the hot springs and everything. So you kind of go here trying to figure out more stuff about the kobolds and what they're doing, since these people are closer to where the kobolds live, which is just an area above. and some of them just hang out up here. So yeah, you just kind of do searching, and then you go and see Roll. So let's see what he has to say. Years ago, when we was weighing up to get Titan, one of our scouts stumbled across this beastman Aetheryte, see? Yeah? What's it look for? Not familiar with them? He speaks of an unamplified Aetheryte, which has been claimed by a beast tribe. Lest you wonder, there are no fundamental differences between Aetherites and those which you have used on countless occasions, DM. Ah, well, if it ain't the Charlian lass, welcome back. Forgive me for interrupting. I had planned to await your report, but I succumbed to curiosity. Also, I gotta say, the comment before on how Y'shtola was talking about, I thought she was very interesting because she's definitely like a very strong and, you know, mind-willed person, but she's also like semi-emotionally concerning because, you know, Thancred was cool and he was like, oh, you do this and that, let's go, I'll be there to help you. But she's more of the thing is like, listen, if you have any problems and you feel like you can't do this, I would not blame you. Like, pick and choose your battles and don't be afraid of like fear. I think that's a really important message. So I thought that was really cool when getting to know Y'shtola. If it's not evident, I love all the Scions, but she's probably really up there. She's really up there. She made a lasting impression on me when I first met her, and it hasn't left. Something about her. Anyways. The tunnels beneath Ogamoro, from a bewildering labyrinth that no outsiders ever fully explored. How the company heroes managed to navigate it is a mystery I have long pondered. Ha! Give us a bit of credit, love. We weren't daft enough to try going in the front. The kobolds are always digging up new tunnels and filling the old ones with traps. One wrong step and the next thing you know, you're in 100 dozens of rocks in your noggin. Suits like to even try, see? Funny thing was, the kobolds didn't seem to have no trouble finding their way around. And it was that as got us thinking. I mean, Ugamoro mines are like a bleeding city, aren't they? And getting around the city, that city big would be a right plan to arise. Playing the arse. If you didn't have Aethernet, wouldn't it? So it stood to reason the kobolds must have had one, didn't it? Even if there are Aetherite shards in the depths of Goamoro, you would have needed to attune yourselves to them before you could identify their signatures within the life stream. Ah, well, that's where you're wrong, love. We had this Charlian bloke to help us, see? Delivered us right to Titan's bedchamber, he did. I don't rightly know what he did, but I do remember him saying it weren't nothing any Charlian scholar worth her salt couldn't imagine. I'm gonna be honest, sometimes my brain turns off while reading that text. I'm gonna be honest. Ooh. That's fine. That's nice seeing you, Winter. Thanks for lurking around and hanging out. I don't blame you. I wish you good luck. I don't know if you can hear this, but good luck down there in the subway. Man, cell towers ain't great in the subways. Not very good signals ever. So good luck with that. Did he now? Locating a beacon in the absence of a known signature might be possible if the Aetherite in question happened to be Ah, yes. But in order to guide a traveler to said beacon safely, a second party would be required to. It is possible, in theory at least. Yet, I cannot be certain until I try. Plainly, all will depend on whether or not I am worthy my salt. I like the way that she takes people's words and tries to use them. Oh, you are, lass. Do not worry about that. Have a bit of faith in yourself. Why don't we all go to Zelma's Run and take a closer look at that aetheryte? It ain't far. Though, there are a few kobolds blocking the way. Not you can handle, mind. And we're gonna be checking them out together. And instilling some confidence in Y'shtola, because she's great. But yeah. I like the story from around this point, I would feel. I was just gonna check my notes quickly, which is why I hit this. Can I? Okay. I might be able to. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to do something, actually. Let's see here. I think it was in here. I don't mind editing this on stream. I really don't. I just need to remember where it is. Oh, no, it's not on here. It's on character config. Let's see here. It's not UI. What was it from again? It was something in general. Now I don't remember. Because I don't think it's in UI settings, right? It was the thing to turn the cutscenes on. I just want to make 100% sure that we have this. Oh, there we go. It's right here. Gosh damn it. So, yep. Do not skip scenario ones. And the housing one doesn't matter, because guess who doesn't have a house? It doesn't matter. But, I just wanted to make sure when we go through our stuff. So, I kind of have a good idea of where we are. Okay. There we go. Cutscene 2, here we go. So, we beat up some kobolds in front of a bush. And this is their aetheryte right here. To the north. It's literally just to the north of the spa, the hot springs area. So that's pretty good. That's nice. So this is the aetheryte the companies of heroes use to gain access to Titan's sanctuary. And there's our friend from before. It's a very pretty crystal, I'll let you know that. Like, we didn't have a crystal like this when it came to Ifrit, so... Interesting that it's here. It is as Papalymo speculated. In its present state, this aetheryte signal will not be strong enough for our purposes. I may, however, use some of my own energies to amplify it. Alas, the task will not monopolize my attention for the duration. It seems you'll have to proceed without me, DM. You must needs remain here and supplement this beacon's power, lest you are denied your only path of escape. Yeah, she's here as a backup. She's just immediately here, and she's like, I will be here to cover you and make sure you have a way to get out ASAP. And that's pretty comforting. Just not leaving you there like, well, better find a way to get out. She's like, I have to stay up here so you can so you can get out. It's nice. Fear not. I will summon the Maelstrom forces stationed nearby to protect us. With effort, it is possible I may be able to stabilize this aetheryte signal, and therein join you, albeit blatantly, until some time as I do. You will be on your own. Now, let's see if I am worth my salt. I have located another beacon. One far below the mountain. I can only speculate as to what you will find there. So, stint not in your preparation. Alright. Then we get teleported in. And is this the start? No, it does not. Because you can assume what's going to happen here. It happened with Ifrit. Man, we're really on the count for primals, aren't we? Every time we've had a primal mentioned, you know. We're on a good track record.
Look at Dweller! Yes, yes, an invader from above. She uses our aetherites against us. She has defiled Titan's sacred sanctuary. Trespassed, violated, defiled. Overdwellers must leave. Overdwellers must fly.
Brothers and sisters, fear her not. Her fate shall be decided by the Lord of Crags. Hear me, Overdweller. You and your treacherous brethren must be held account for breaking of the convention, or the covenant. You shall be the first to face judgment. Then Limsa Lominsa and her oath breakers, liars, betrayers, oath breakers. Oh, great father, Lord of Crags, Titan, we summon you. Titan, we summon you. The same shit. Whatever, you get it. I could have said ×2, but...
Here he comes! Here he comes! The Lord Crags! Titan has come! Overdweller, art thou deaf to their weeping? Thy vile kind covereth ever blessed of the light, the land, and murdereth my children by the score. All service and greed, such sins are beyond pardon.
I think he was summoned wrong.
Ah, but I am not the first to suffer thy defiance. Thou didst spring down Ifrit low.
So he sort of just sees your powers like, oh, I see. No, that was Garlemond. But it is close enough. Actually, the way he speaks, I kind of agree with that, actually. It's a mix of the both.
Godless Overdweller, thy matred, Hirces, shall not go unpunished. Upon thee shall I wreak a terrible vengeance.
Titan's not working right. Someone needs to take Titan back to the store. Okay then. And from there, we are gonna blip blip blip. Nope, wrong one. We're gonna do this. Our undersized party. I believe. Yeah, we are. Okay. There we are, though. There we are. There we are. Let's go. The naval. And I believe this is the cutscene that we just watched. I believe I'm right because I see the monkeys in the background. Yup. Of course I'm going to lose my place. So, here's the rock boy himself, Titan. You know, Classic Earth. Well, it's only appropriate. Let's fight Titan with Titan. And see what happens. Let's have them be steady, though, so we can see what he does first. So, hi. Hi, sir. You like slapping. And he does stomps. He does a lot of different stuff, actually, now that I think about it. Let's just do a heal. So he just sort of stomps on the ground, does a little tantrum. That's mostly what he does. Maybe we could step back a little bit. Show your full body. You can show your beautiful hair. You're like... Titan's doing a Sabin cosplay, right? I think that's what's going on. I think so. But, you know, he just kind of He slaps. Oh, this is perfect. Titan, you're perfect for this. Even better than Ifrit for Ifrit. So now what he does is that when you get him to low enough health, you want to go near the red as much as you can. And now you can get pushed off the stage. This is where most first-timers and 50th timers like me die. Because you can literally just fall off. And you're done. So, yeah. He does that move where he pushes you off. So that one with the AoE on the ground, avoid at all costs. Because that's the one that pushes you off. All the other ones are mainly the same attacks. So, but there's really cool rock music. If there's one thing I have to remember, and everything I remember from seeing other people react to this game, is the fact that, yeah, this music's very unexpected when you don't know what Final Fantasy is, and you come into this, you're like, oh, okay, that's different. So let's get below half, and that triggers the second phase, where he breaks some way more of the stage. Yes, he chips it every time. And now, Titan has two parts to himself, which is the part of him that's not there, and Titan's heart. However, if we stay in this for too long, we'll die. So I just kind of mainly wanted to show off all the stuff before I died. So that's pretty much everything. We could kill him next time. So, yeah. This would usually kill you. But it doesn't. I just thought I would let there be suspense there. Because, yeah, you need to free people from that. If you see it, please free them. That's your responsibility. So you just want to destroy his heart. You know, common Kingdom Hearts stuff. Destroy the darkness in its heart! And then Titan does this thing, where he does an AoE. And then he gets angry. And this is about all he does. I think there's an extra thing he does in normal mode, if I am correct. Well, does he? Oh yes, he does. So he puts these AoEs on the ground. This is important to know for future difficulties, because there are multiple difficulties of all the bosses. So he just sort of slaps that everywhere. And it's kind of rude at times. And he does this again. Let's go ahead and wait for this again. But this music rocks. I will let this, like, you know, just go over my explaining. Because, yeah. Okay, after this. There we go. They go hard on the rock. It's kind of good.
The Lord of Crags' great father Titan has fallen.
We just beat the Stone Dad, and now we're getting the Lemon Jolly Rancher. Look at that. The crimes of the Overdwellers shall never be forgotten. Never forgiven, never forgotten. No, never. 'Twas your kin who broke the covenant. We acted only in defense of our lands. Cease your aggression, or never there be peace. Until our dying breaths we shall defy you. Deny, decry, defy. And there goes my little monkeys, my little monkey pals. And a familiar face. Now these are readings one would expect from an icon. I've seen enough. We proceed as planned. Are you sure it's wise, my lord? Your curiosity is untested and unproven. We do not yet know its true capabilities. So yeah, new guy. Then trust in mine. Ritatin, my curiosity, as you so eloquently put it, would have been bested by Titan in the blink of an eye. Why, if there do be truth to the legends, it could be readily subjugated to the whole of Eorzea, given but a little while longer. Is that not so? It is. No greater single power has ever been conceived, much less realized. Of course, this bitch immediately speaks in regular tongues when he's around these fucks. How could he? What you say might be true, but while such devices may win battles, I do not believe they will serve the charge the course of this war. Oh, but they will. Have little faith, my friend. I cannot endorse this course of action. Well, he has a tiny bit of sense. Not really. Fool. And now, she has a fourth. Fascinating. Fuck yeah, where... Oh, no, wait, no. Whoops. I was trying... I will respond to everything in a little bit. I got caught for a second. Carry on, Crystal Bear. Far though you have come, your work is far from done. Yashtola's spying on him. Even though she was watching over the crystal, I still kind of question that to this day. But you know what? Maybe she found a way to circumvent it. And she just wanted that because she had suspicions. But I don't know. We'll see. And not reminded to mark his passing. Well, the Ossians are nothing if not elusive. It is a little wonder that they should cast advanced teleportation magics at will. But they chose to consort with the Empire. What common goal could they possibly share? So now, someone in the loop of the freaking Scions 100% know what's going on. So that's cool. And now Yashtola's here. I feared I might arrive too late, but I see the matter, I see you had the matter well in hand. I have taken measures to ensure that you were not pursued, yet I cannot say how long they will hold. Take your leave while the kobolds are still in disarray. I will follow unknown. There's something I must investigate before I depart. I will teleport you to the Aetheryte in Zelmsrun, and we will rendezvous at Camp Broad's Lake. Agreed? Since there's a big Aetheryte crystal there, it'd be easy. And that is actually a really cool cutscene, I would say. Let me look at chat now. Oh! Nice and rainy? Heck yeah, that's amazing weather. Hope you're enjoying it. Or for me. I know most people say no, but that sounds amazing to me. Hope you're enjoying it. But yes, make sure to wear a jacket and stay warm. That'd be very swell. Hope you're doing good today, Arclink. Nice to see you around. Doing swell indeed. And now we have a little Titan friend. Look at him. Look at them, they're so cute. So, if we go back to boop-a-doop. I believe that was the last cutscene, if I am not wrong. Yep. Wow, 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 wow. The grunge rock is sublime. It really is. Something I didn't expect when I first played this, but it was really good. I want to say that actually took about 30. So I'm going to say that this prediction was right. But yeah, Ostians are working with the Empire. Isn't that funny? We're going to list that's 30. There we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's still not fun. Well, I hope you have good luck with that rain out there. That's a scary one. I've only encountered that a number of times that I can't remember, but yeah. Some fun stuff. Or fun? But yeah. Yeah, I feel for you. You know what? That does make it better. Good. Good. But yeah. Again, it's nice to see you. Hope everyone's having a good day. Okay then. Now, we are going to return after Lord of Crags because Y'shtola had to do something first, so we reconvened at Bronze Lake, and then we're going back to where our friends are. So that should be a lot of fun. Yeah, this should be fun. So you walked down, everything was dark, and you just saw Nuxia on the floor in a dark room. That's what happens here. This one glad walking one is safe. And we see the echo to see what happened here.
We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed.
Listen, the Aurora are that small.
Thank heaven she is safe. Louisoire, do you see? Your light shines brightly in this one, and in time, it will illuminate the realm once more. Oh!
Advance no further!
We have come for the one who slayed Ifrit and Titan. Bring her forth, and you may yet know mercy.
Yeah, you know what? Sure, that's mercy, motherfucker.
Confound it. Stay out of sight. I would leave a message with you. I surrender myself on the condition you spare the innocents.
Conditions? There speaks the Supreme Sire. I'll grant you have courage, but you would be better served by armor.
Search all you will. The one you seek is not here.
So it would seem.
And yet you knew to look here. But how?
Hold that thought.
No!
Conditions of surrender. Denied.
Cease at once!
Have you not done enough?
Perhaps. Enough. We must away. Though we have not found our quarry, the High Priestess of the Scions should suffice for now. They say she also possesses the Echo. I cannot wait to hear her scream. I said enough! We leave. Bring the prisoners.
She doesn't even care about her own fucking people. What a wretched witch. What a fucking wretched witch. Like literally, I have to talk about this for a second now that we've seen this. Lavia sucks. She's the worst. I would fucking kill her a million times. She's terrible. Yeah. I mean, I agree it's fucked up. It's not good. But it still shows that she doesn't care about her people. That is a point to be taken though. But she's absolutely one of my least favorite characters ever. Not because of how she's written, just because energy of hating the villain. She's very hateable, and I want to say around this time, I started watching every single cutscene in Realm Reborn. Like 100% by this point, I saw this scene with Noxia laying on the floor because I read some of that. Because I really love the sylphs. And yeah. Just a lot of fun shit, you know? Real fun. Yeah, she was making a lot of noise. It's true. But, you know, I hate her and I can't forgive her for anything she does. Like, if she did it for a reason to save the people, that's a no-go. But she probably commanded them to mercilessly kill people. And the fact that she shot the person who was just doing their job when she didn't even ask them to stop once is just a wretched thing. Like, you can feel the malice when you see her. For everything she's done, that she tracked down the Scions and planned this all out. I mean, with enough time, it makes sense that it would get found out, but... yeah, this is when I got emotionally connected to 14, 100%. Like, I would say, for me, everything past level 34, I would say some of the stuff during Titan. So level 30 is stuff that extremely affected me. I will never be able to forgive that woman. She's trash. I hate her. I've never, well, I've hated a couple of other characters a lot, but she gives me the good I need your shit kicked in feelings. So I just want to get that out. Isn't it great how all our friends got captured, including Minphilia, and our Sylph friend that they just put here died because they wanted us to get an emotional connection to it? That's great. I feel emotionally stable. Right? We all feel emotionally stable after this part. At least I did. Or didn't. Do you get it? Walking one, Minphilia. Ask this one too. In case one returned, this one was to say at church in Eastern Thanalan, walking one must claim sanctuary. This one tried to protect walking one Minphilia from Imperial flows while making a lot of noise, which was kind of evident. I thought it was pretty funny when I watched it, but not funny enough to a point where I started laughing. You're quite loud though. Forgive this one. Save. Very classical, like, movie death type thing, but man, would I be lying if this didn't affect me when this came and just got me, like, clutched onto this game. Like, at this time, this game grabbed me. Like, before, some of the stuff I really liked, and one of the main reasons I played this was because I liked the job switching system, like Bravely Default. But this is when this game gave myself an identity that I can cling with. Not that this is good or something, but yeah. So, after that happens, would you know it, you have to go through a really impassioned quest. And if you weren't watching cutscenes up till now, you will be confused, possibly. Maybe not, you'll have a little bit of context. But after this, you have to go and make sure you pick up your friends' bodies. You have to transport them to a balloon, including the Sylph. And there's just 8 different things that you need to pick up for people that you knew that you've met as NPCs. Like the minor NPCs and Noxia. So if you're like reading and interacting with those people, that would affect you and you would realize, you know, what's different. So, yeah. So I have a wretched hate for that woman in the armor, and I was trying to not word it. I was just like, yeah, the Empire's bad. I hate the Empire. But it took like all of my goal to be like, I need this bitch to be struck by lightning. She's absolutely wretched. If I saw her in real life, I would smack her 10 times. The boiling of my blood runs deep with this one. In the way that Kefka did. But yeah, you take them to the cemetery / church. So now you're here in the church. And yeah.
How could this have happened? Are you certain Minphilia was among those taken by the Garleans? Let us pray no further harm comes to them. You may stay here for as long as you wish. It is the least I can do for a friend of Minphilia's. I've known her since she was a child. Well, I do recall the day of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her. And I will gladly offer the same service to her brother and sister Scions. So please, no matter what you require, you needn't hesitate to ask. Marcus, would you come here for a moment?
Yes, Father. And here's this guy in a robe. Marcus is a pretty cool guy.
If you require assistance, please speak to Marquez. He is a trifle shy, but I will assure you he means well. I should explain, Marquez is a survivor of the Battle of Cartano. Alas, his experience took a terrible toll on his mind. Had we not taken him into our care, he would surely have perished in the desert. Marquez, I want you to look over Tiem. Do you understand?
Yes, Father. And then he stares at you for 2 years, and then the game ends. So yeah, that is going to be your place for a while, and your place of home for a long time. So you're not going to see any of your Scion friends, and you're going to have to do stuff alone at the cemetery. You do stuff like moving some bodies, and helping respect people, and do some things near Dry Bone, because it's right above Dry Bone. And yeah, it's just an emotional process, and they give you some time to think and have clarity over it, and take an emotional breather. And I think that's one of the strongest things that this game does, is giving you some good emotional breathers when it's really needed at times. So yeah, that's just sort of a place you have for respite while you're like, I can't do anything about this situation. Levia's stronger than me, and she has an army of people, and all my friends are disconnected from me. Some of them were captured, like, as you can see, Papulimo and Urianje and Yida. It's just, it's a lot. You're unsure of what friends are there, or alive, or around. So, yeah, it's a really crazy spot in the story. It really is. So I'm gonna cross that out. That was we'll say 17 minutes. That was a lot shorter than I thought it was. But yeah, my notes in here to remind me that this was it. It was like, haha, emotional fuckery, smiley face. It really is true. This is one of those things that I hope that anyone who plays 14 doesn't know about this point, or watches the story and doesn't know about this point, because that's what emotionally impacted me and made me stay with this game for as long as I have. That moment forward, I liked everything afterwards. So yeah. But yeah, that was a thing. Very funny, right? How funny. So, I was thinking of going off script right now and doing something that we haven't really done. It's something that I haven't really tested for, but I wanted to try anyway. So, one thing I want to do is that, since you're going to be resting after this point, at least what I did is I picked up a couple of jobs to give myself emotional leverage after this all happened. So what I was going to do is that I was going to show us some class quests early, because I was going to do this at another time, but I want to share the ones for Arcanist. So we're going to go through the Arcanist's cutscenes, just all of them back to back, and you'll get context for context you get. They're not amazing, but I kind of wanted to show that, and then show the the main quest for Summoner. So yeah. Yeah. So let's go off script and do some things for Arcanist. I'm gonna just put this in my notes. So time-wise, this is while you're still in Limsa. And this is right before you meet Minfilia. And you have to go find a crate of boxes, and then this is just here. And this is what sold me on watching every single class cutscene. I am not a threat. Pray ignore my presence for the presence and allow me a moment of cognitate. The reaction to my sudden appearance was within extended parameters, but I must admit, I was not expected. I did not expect so proficient performance against the enemies set against you. Yet, effective through your tactics, where I spied much more room for improvement. As I watched you battle, the wheels of my mind whirled into motion. You literally just, like, hit a couple ladybugs or rats. That's it. As they are wont to do, intervening other possible strategies you might have employed. Let's see. Taking into account your current level of ability, factoring in the etheric concentrate, multiplying the number of opponents, then applying your tactics to other potential combatant scenarios. Oh dear, my calculations indicate failure upon encountering threat level 9785. Well, we'll have to see what we can do about it. Though the opportune window to do so has passed, I will nonetheless introduce myself. I am Kyla, Emilvan's gate assessor. Acting guild master Thildgrim elected me to oversee training and provided necessary guidance and instructions in the field of alchemia. So funny thing, I did what's in the box first, and funny thing is that when I first saw Y'shtola, I thought this was the same character. I was like, whoa, that's so cool. Then I realized they weren't. I think the only thing I saw is that they both had white hair, and I am bad at facial recognition. Just in general. So yeah, you just slay some rats, and she's like super nerdy about it. And yeah, she was great. So let's watch some of this as like a palate cleanser, you know? What happened? So all of these cutscenes are for every other one up to 30. And so this one is one of the first instances you have to do where you have to track down a couple of pirates and, you know, go onto the boat. And that happens in Aleport. And so you try and defeat some pirates because I believe they were trying to, like, steal some stuff from the people, and that's rude. So that's pretty much where you go. So you try and get on the boat in this tiny little raft with that nerdy girl again. Also, by the way, for this one of the rare things that you never see the guild master. Don't worry, I hate him. He doesn't matter. All the other people I love in the guild, they're great. Like, there's a person you get stuff from, and she's the main one who trains you. Like, the other guy you never see, but the girl who trains you, which you will not see in cutscenes, she's pretty great. She was always really cool to me, so yeah, she was nice. Since the welcoming party at the pier failed to deter us. Also, by the way, I do her voice slightly like Minfilia just because of the mistake I made. I just sort of keep that in mind. Yeah. Failed to deter us, I expect, with a probability of 85%, that our arrival will incite further belligerence. Our objective, however, is not to trade blows, but to gain the access to the hold. It may behoove us to employ stratagem hardhead. The aim for our opponents is to buy time and suspect, so that suspect goods may be tossed into the ocean. I do not intend to give them that time. We will blur our way towards the cargo and hold off as quickly as we can. It is a tactic fraught with risk, but one that your presence makes possible. Shall we begin? I think by this point you would have your second summon, so your yellow carbuncle. So that's a fun thing to keep in mind. But yeah, you're sure to go on, slap the pirates, and take the stuff from them, because you know. You'd have to cram it all into one quest here. And these are the people you fight with in the instance. So the white mage boy in the back heals you. The girl with the axe is the main tank. And then you have your two arcanists. So it's like a regular party. It's cute because this is around when you get your first dungeons as Sasha, so it's a fun thing to get you used to coordinating with people in multiple ways. Yeah. I am Forseer Kyla. By the authority of the Melvin's Gate, I request that you surrender your goods for assessment.
Well now, your timing couldn't be worse, lass. The old door's all rusted up, you see, but anything can open. You'll have to come back another day after we've fixed the hinges.
I will see the cargo now. Any vessel entering the port of Limsa is bound by the law to submit a routine inspection. A routine inspection. As a small boat comes out from the middle of the ocean to inspect you.
The law is it?
Lads, I reckon our guests had themselves a little accident. Pitch him over the side. And then they immediately die. The end. No, not really. This was my first tough one, for an instance. Or my first one. I don't remember which. A masterful display, DM. Now we can finally gain access to the cargo. Ah!
What have we here? Is one of the bitches Admiral Lapdog scampering with me ship?
You like your mistress always sticking your nose in where it ain't invited. I do gotta say I like some of the particular things that they do in some of the class quests, because some of the class quests at this point try and have their own little distinct thing in whatever way they do. So they have some unique angles here where she's knocked on the floor, for example, and thrown back, and he steps on the book. All unique things that isn't regularly done for the models, so it's like custom. It's really interesting. No, it can't be. But yeah, all of them have their own special thing going on. Some stronger than others, but they all do their own special things. So it makes it entertaining going through some of the beginning ones. They don't have the most compelling stories, but you know, there's some entertaining stuff about all of them in some way, shape, or form, from what I've experienced.
Ha! Recognize me pretty little face, did ya?
But you were caught, exiled. Foreseer, are you hurt? Can you stand? Stay back. You stay away from me. Foreseer, please calm down. What are your orders? I had enough of this whimpering. And I've certainly had enough of these bloody books. It's clear you ain't learning from anything from them. I reckon it's time you got a different kind of lesson. And she passes out because, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Kalia! Nofeka, preserve us! She's fainted! We must withdraw! DM, quickly! Back to the boat, we'll carry the Foreseer. Aye, that's right. You slink back onto your mistress. You worthless curs! Ha 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 ha. You do make off with the goods, but her book's ruined and she got passed out. So it's some good and bad take from that, but I don't think we got the cargo. So we're just gonna go straight into the next one. Because I believe this is a little bit time after, because it's, you know, 10 levels after. And this is a cutscene I remember because this is when you get to interact with your Chi-Chi-Rin for the first time. That's the only thing I take. Hi. Here's this person. Ah, now that was most entertaining. I must have something to amuse me during these little jaunts back to civilization, you understand. Based on my evaluation of your abilities, however, I calculated that you would arrive at this point somewhat earlier. You balked at the dancing, didn't you? I never expected you to be so shy. He broke his legs. Another variable to add to the list of characteristics. I keep extensive mental notes of all the guild's members, you see. He's just a fucking stalker. That's all he is. He's just kind of a stalker. As an arcanist, it was a simple matter to engineer events so that I might meet you face to face. After all, strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into the desired reality. And I did so, enjoying seeing others dance in the palm of my hand, as it were. Here, you may have this. Think of it as payment for your performance. Though you might consider passing the tome to Kyla. That is the reason you sought me out, was it not? So yeah, some of the things, I don't think it's the pirate one, but he's orchestrated some of the events that haven't happened. Hasn't even said a word to say hi to you, and talks through other people to do his shit instead of interacting with his guild members. While I could, you know, be okay with that to a point, this is like the only time you see him. He doesn't make a good impression. He doesn't. Before you give Kyla Gilmore, however, I must insist you dance for her. I will know if you don't. Although I do appreciate his, like, how quirky he is. That's one trait that I'll give him a pass for. I liked how he struck me as a very just quirky guy who's trying to handle everything, but in ways where you're like, what? But you could just go directly do it. He's like, no, I want to see people do stuff. I'm a people watcher. I mean, he may call himself a people watcher, but he's a stalker. There's a huge difference. Oh, this banal interaction has simply exhausted me. It's time I return to my studies. I mean, he's just weird in multiple ways, but he's all right. Not my favorite. You, on the other hand, should travel forthward to the anchor yard in Limsa Lominsa. Be well, Diam. We shall meet again. This is like the only time you meet him. I'm 100% certain of it. I wouldn't be. Yes. No, here's the thing. What probably happened with him is the fact that this was remade after the old game. And since 1.0 let you take different abilities from different classes and use them no matter what class you're on, even if it would be a little weird, you know, he could take jump if that was a thing back in 1.0. That would have been funny. That's just as a joke. I'm not sure if that's legitimate. I have no idea, because I have no idea about many things during 1.0 because it's not cupped up that well, but yeah. You just take that book back and it's like, oh, not worthy stuff. And then this. By the way, none of the class ones are voiced. They're all read. And that's how they always will be, pretty much. So I think at this point, if I'm sure you try and go back to help and you try and disguise as a dancing girl. Because, haha, funny, I don't care. That's a fine Goggin, a fine woman. The captain will be pleased with this haul. Yeah, you just try and infiltrate and just be like, yeah, get on the pirate ship. Even though she kind of hates this sort of thing, and honestly, I don't blame her. I don't blame her one bit. Same. Pray do not stare. This was the most expedient method of gaining access to the ship. I will take that satchel from you now. You may have it back after I take the items I need. I'd be embarrassed as hell if I was in her situation. She's brave. I wouldn't want to do that shit, though. Hell no. Hey, what mischief are you two about? Just wanted to stay warm, and thank God. Thank whatever. I was merely borrowing some clothes. You wouldn't want me to catch a chill from the brazen ocean air, would you? You'll be dancing yourself warm once we get on the ship, lass. So yeah. Well, that's cool. That's really cool. I'll respond a little more about that once we get in here. There's the guy again. Woo! What a great person. You better slip off that ratty robe before you meet the captain. Of course, of course. Of course she wasn't going to do that. Thank goodness. Bless it all. I'll be happy to show him the performance that awaits. I like the solid transition there. Is really cool. The bitch... that word. That bee's Admiral's lapdog. Come back for your lesson, have you? I don't like yelling that at the top of my lungs. I don't. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like using it too much. Only in specific scenarios. But you know what? I guess it's for the character, but I'll just say that. It is I who shall be teaching you this day. My lecture will focus on the manipulation of reality through applied strategy. And then she summons her book up there, which is a kind of powerful thing. It's never an ability you get as an Arcanist, but it's something that she does that's really cool. Enough of this damn yapping. Be the time I'm done with ye, and you'll remember who your real master is. I would like to also point out that his name's really close to Don Flamingo. That is all. Like tech series. Use the left jog. Oh. I see. Okay. So pretty much Bravely Default picked that up and turned it into its thing, and now they both have that. That's cool. That's really neat. Or well, Bravely Default does it a little differently, but it does a similar thing. That's cool. Except, you know, it's in a different application since it's not a tactics RPG. Actually, I say Bravely Default, but that means Ivan and Bravely Default just did what Final Fantasy V did. So the people really like the Final Fantasy V system and want to use it again. Since Final Fantasy V did that, I think it was in a weaker way though, but they definitely start that. Yeah, okay. So that's similar to 5 then. So Ivan's really just, hey, we made a tactics RPG using the system that we liked from Final Fantasy V. And then onwards to Bravely Default as well. I'm not sure if they're making more of those games, but yeah. That's cool though. Final Fantasy V system has to be... I haven't played with it, but I think it's my favorite system out of all the Final Fantasy games. I have bias. That's pretty good though. And who could see this coming? You beat his butt. Does Dausmaga now faces defeat. He will flee to the Starbound Rail. Obvious. Next comes his attempt to escape into the sea. So yeah. Does he think you'll pull me strings, do ya? Think I'll dance to your tune? You literally just tried doing that to us. Why wouldn't we do it back to you? Quite literally, you wanted her to dance for you. Well, I ain't falling for your bloody tricks. It is at this moment he notices the yellow jackets, and I had you summon in my explicit instructions to Rizim. I do not know how to pronounce that. Limsa is filled with keyboard mash names. So yeah, he just completely got caught because everyone's expecting him. He did play like putty. It's funny. I love it. You were the fool. You were a fool to return, Dausmaga. I hear you're fond of the shackles, so we brought a set especially for you. He thinks he's so smart. And then you get, you know, yay, ceremony, everything's happy. Thus concludes today's lecture. Thank you, DM. This strategy will not have succeeded without your flawless execution. Which suggests that my tactics require more work. One must allow for some small divination in performance. I believe, however, and now I understand where my calculations went awry. it is not enough to wish to shape reality. One must also have to complete a complete understanding of the reality one wishes to obtain. It is time I sought for our guildmaster. Don't jump! That's your new pair of clothes! No, yeah, she dived headfirst into a boat. Probably didn't do too well. Pray convey Mistress Thimblegem my fondest wishes, which is the nice girl who leads most of the Arcanist stuff from before, and my appreciation for all that she has done for me. The truce test of my strategies now began. I like the cinematic camera angles that they have for some of them, like Arcanist. It's nice. It's really cool. Let me just look at things for a couple of seconds here before going onward. Yeah, we'll just... Actually, we'll just close this for now. Equip job. Whatever secondary class list you want. Oh! So it's kind of like a more complex system where you have more different things to put on because it's a tactics RPG. That's interesting. That's an interesting thing. Yeah, it's pretty much more complicated because it's a tactics RPG and you have to apply for more, so that's interesting. I'm really glad that 5 turned into a bunch of different things that are generally seem like pretty good games. So that's nice. But yeah. Freaking I like the 2 different ways that they apparently went with for the system in the Bravely series and in the Tactics series. I guess I'll have to look at it more for myself, but that sounds interesting enough, you know? I like it. Because, like, what that game focuses in for doing everything, I feel like Bravely Default / Bravely Second clump it into some things, but that's more so because you're more worrying about things in battle than trying to account for movement and stuff like that, which doesn't mean it's any less complex. It has its own version of complexities, but, you know, it's obviously different because they're 2 extremely different RPGs. But, you know, it's nice. That's interesting. I'm glad they adapted that system, because the system for Final Fantasy V and the job change system that came to be from one of the first Final Fantasies, the one that I at least know is 3. So I don't think 3's the first one, but yeah, the job changing system had a lot of interesting things to do, and putting abilities from other things just made it better in 5. So yeah, I don't know, a lot of interesting stuff. That's cool to know, though. A lot of cool stuff between the games and stuff, especially when Bravely Default came out, because that was like a couple years after 14 initially came out. And then when the rework came out, I think that's around when Bravely Default came out, and then Bravely Second came out around its second expansion. Or, well, its first expansion, but second story thing. So there's a lot of interesting things. I like learning about the side series, since I grew up with a lot of them. I was like, wow, all these are so similar. It's like they're related to a series or something. Oh well, I'll never know. And then I'm here. But yeah, after that, they're just like, congratulations, blah, 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 blah. You get to go over here, go to Gardenia, and then you go here. And then you meet this character out in the middle of the desert. So, actually, let me give context first before all this goes off. So, before this, you meet this girl from Thilderblum. Her name is Yamatra. Yamatra is part of a group of scholars who is trying to you know, prove summoning and stuff and all this stuff. So you sort of talk with her and go to the flames, and she's like, I'm going to give you a trial. So you go and take a trial to be like, okay, how does this work? I got the stone that you gave me. What'd it do? And then this happens in the middle of the desert that's to the south. And the trial you do is fighting the Eggy version. It's literally fighting the Eggy version in close to the same area as the last one. So then after that you get your summon 3, which would be Ifrit, but I like Red Carbuncle more design wise, and I wanted one of them to be a Carbuncle. Ironically enough, the one that doesn't have a Carbuncle icon is the Carbuncle, but the other ones that do have the Carbuncle icon aren't Carbuncles. So that's funny. But yeah, you fight them and it's like a mini version of the trial that you do by yourself, and you have to figure out mechanics for that just slightly differs from the boss fight. And I think that's one of the strong things that the summoner one happens to do. Like, you do mini versions of all these boss fights that you've already done, and it's not too soon after if you do the quests, like, near when you do the trials, because, like, what? At this point, Ifrit is like... Let's see here. Yeah, it's like level 20. This is 10 levels later. So... it give you a time to be like, oh, okay, it's like maybe a week or more, depending on how the person's pacing this. It'll be a while later. And then you get a little version of Ifrit and fight against them. So that's the main thing that they do for summoning, is that they just show you a bunch of areas, and you get to test your skills against an Eggy and retain the Eggy's powers, because you're in the Aether location of the Primal, where the Primal was, where the crystal is like located. I love it so much. I really do. Like, it makes 100% sense, because that's like all of the summoner stuff. Like, all summoner in every, or not every game, but like summons in the other games for like Final Fantasy, Bravely Default, like some of the other games that have summoning. You go to a place and in a way absorb the ether from the area and be like, I beat this thing. This thing has my power now. So, yeah. I just want to say, I've really appreciated it. Especially coming off of playing, you know, being a fan of Bravely Default almost since it came out. Because, you know, similar system. I was like, I get this! Like, I was like, oh my gosh, they did that in this game! I wonder if it's like this in every game. And then, yeah. I'll just show you this next one, which is for the next summon. You go through the same trials and tribulations. And then you have a mini Titan fight not too long after you do Titan. So you just go through all the motions and do them real quick. But yeah, you know, you defeat them and then you're like, oh, I'm Titan. Oh, well done, DM. I come in search for Allegan relics. And what do I find but a pair of incompetent dabblers? By what jest did you chance across such undeserved power? Hi. That's like a dark summoner. That's like if you did Final Fantasy 3 and you chose to either be break from Evoker and just go Summoner. So, yeah. But anyways, in a funny way. It just kind of reminds me of that now, retrospectively. I just kind of dawned upon me. And who might you be, sir, to so boldly question our accomplishments? Oh, also, here's an important thing. Yitra is Y'shtola's sister. They're, like, sisters close in age. I would like you to consider that while I'm like, man, I really like this Y'shtola character, and then I meet her sister, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is like a main character actually tied now, and now it's an actual thing instead of me thinking and getting mixed up. It was great. If you have indeed unlocked the secrets of summoning, then you must be in possession of the very treasure I seek. How terribly convenient. I only need slay you both and take what I need from your bloody corpses. So then you go in and yeah, he summons Ifrit and you're like, oh, this is like a rare dead art. This is strange, isn't it? How does he do this? God's blow, a summoner. But how? Cease your infantile prattle. The continuation of my divine works far outweighs the worth of your pitiful lives. And then you clash with your summons, and then he decides, well, you're not worth the trouble, so he just fucking goes. Why do you struggle so? Your unwillingness to accept the oblivion, but delays the inevitable. Heed me, my avatar of eternal flame. Incinerate those fools in all-consuming hellfire. Hey, that's one of Ifrit's moves in Final Fantasy III. How accurate. But you're protected by the summon, the Titan summon that you defeated. The big one, too. So it's like the natural Aether, which is nice. What? Feel nature's fury, you vile blackguard! She almost rocked his world. I'm tired of childsome games. Thank your gods for granting you another day of miserable existence. And then he has a cool fade away. He's gone. What a decidedly unpleasant fellow. So yeah, they talk about it, I was like, huh? Who is this dude? I don't know. And yeah, it just kind of goes on with that. So that's all the summoner things I was going to show for now. So I'm going to write this on the itinerary anyways. Because I was going to show this at some point, but I was like, you know, we could show a little more of this, you know? At this point, you would have gone through a couple of them, so why not blitz them as a breather from the last thing that happened? Oh, yeah. I thought that was good. Part 1. Because we are going to come back to this at some point, but maybe not for a little bit. We'll see. Let's see here. I want to say that took about 20 minutes for all. 1 to 30, level. 25 men. Okay then. Alright then, let's get to the next thing. Well, yeah, not now because we just went a little bit forward. So the plan is that at some point later when we get on with things, because our last thing we did was at level 34. So I just did the level 35 one since the next one we're gonna be doing is level 35 anyways. So eventually when we get a little more forward and I feel like there's a comfortable resting point, I might show a couple of those cutscenes. Just to sort of explain more of the Arcanist / Summoner thing. And maybe even dabble in the other class you get right after you complete Arcanist, which is Scholar, which is why they leave it so open-ended. And yeah. But yeah, I just, you know, wanted to show some of that off, and at some other point we might see 15 onward, or we might dabble later in Scholar, but we'll see when we get there. But yeah, I really like the stories of both, so let's do Eyes on Me for about 15 minutes and see what Marcus is up to, because after this point we've been sort of working around at the cemetery for a while trying to be like, man, what does Marcus do? What's he do? So let's see what he do. And then after this, I think I might go on break. And look who it is!
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the 7th Dawn. And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Sid Garland. I have come for you.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait, Hear me, Sid. Eorzea needs you.
Sid, was it? Here. These belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
Who are you? Alfino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the 7th Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the 3 city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the Scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Sid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Sid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Come, let us put an end to the Primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
They need my airship. They need me.
So yeah, we have the Sid reveal, and we finally have this version of Sid in the game, and it's really great. This is the first Sid I ever knew of. I was like, that guy's kind of cool. I'm glad for Marcus. Or Marquise. But yeah, it's really wild how just Alphino just comes out of nowhere for that. And just happens to be there, but the Sid reveal is really cute. But yeah, he looks nice. That's why it was really interesting that they retrospectively like put him in a cloth, because if you saw his hair and his entire beard and everything, he might represent a combination of like a couple other Sids. But yeah, or at least one that I know of. I would say a couple, but I'm kind of assuming. But yeah, it is it's interesting because we have a Sid here now. Now we need his airship, and that's going to help us with the Garuda thing possibly, as Alphino just appears out of the ether and is like, "Hi, I know you, Sid. I'm calling you out. Come and help us. We're gonna repair the Scions, Sid and DM." So yeah, but that's really great, and we're gonna see that a little bit later. So we're gonna go on break, and I'll make sure to cross this off because that took about 12 minutes. You know, I expected myself to interrupt more during these, but I'm glad that I've been quiet. it's been better for everything, so yeah. Okay, so now that we're done with that, we're gonna go on break and discuss what we're gonna do next time. So let us get the BRB up and let DM sort of, you know, sit over here, I suppose. So when we get back, we'll be seeing what goes on with Sid and everything. But I'm going to take a break for a little bit and refill my water and check in things. But, yeah. Okay. Let me switch things over. So I think I did this right. Yeah! I'm getting better at it. I'm getting used to it again. And let's go on to the next thing. Yep, that's an ad. Don't want you. Okay. But we're going to be back after a few short moments. Y'all get up and do something or just sit down and chat here, hang out, whatever you feel like doing. And we'll be back with more Echoed Cinema. But yeah, y'all enjoy this music, and I will be back in a short little while. Take care of yourselves, everyone. See you in a little bit.
Grammarly is by your side, especially when you have a mountain of work and you're short on time. From spelling and grammar to style.
Okay, hiya people, I'm back from break. I was sitting here, I immediately had to change that because I'm like, that's too loud. That's going to get louder. Because I know Cyber Sleuth. But yeah, hello people. I am back. I want to say. Although, I do want to check something for a second. Hold on. But yeah, hope everyone's doing good. I just thought about something. Enjoy, Hopester. Okay, I'm back now. So, anyone want to see more story? I might. Sounds like a good idea. A little bit more. I think I have a general idea where we can stop. I want to say. Yeah, he agrees. Let's see here. Yeah, this would be a pretty good stopping point if I'm to be honest. Wait, something's knocking on my door again. I'll be back. Okay, let's get back to things. I'm here. Just for quite literally a second. Heck yeah, I love Hopester. Let's switch on over, because that'd be quite a good time, wouldn't it? It does that thing I forget about every time that it targets me when I press num 2. I don't know why. But anyways. Hi. We're back. We're going to be doing a couple of things for a little bit here. Let's see here. Did that, and that, and that. Yeah, I was saying no matter where we end, I think I know where I'm ending off today. Because, We'll see what happens. Okay, then. I know where we need to go. So, today what we're going to be doing is seeing, today, for the other half of the stream, or half give or take, might be an hour, we are going to be doing some things. We are going to start off by seeing what we're doing with the airship and seeing how that's all going to work out with repairs and stuff. But first, I would like to do something. We're going outside. I know, enthralling. But we are going to be doing something particular. So, I'm going to go ahead and show you an area where we're going to be in, leading into things. So yeah, don't want to see that stuff, so I'm going to my event chat as it should be. But we are going to a special place. Now we've seen some places. You guys might have seen an inkling of this place called Mordana, but we're not going to be taking a look at that. We are going to be looking at the Central Highlands of Korthus. And seeing what's up there, because I'm just going to directly teleport there. And then we're going to stay in Gridania for a little bit. Also, thank you for the hydrate again. I did hydrate. I hope everyone's doing well again. Thank you so much for all of you people just hanging out here. But just wanted to show this special little place, you know? So, yeah. This is the Central Highlands. This is a place that you might have rarely came to at this point, but at this point you're expected to come here. But it's very snowy and 100% my aesthetic. 100% of the time. And there's like a little wall here, so here's another Imperial base. Just kind of based it there. It looks kind of silly. There's not a whole lot going on there, but you know, I got their base there. This big old mountain. This place here. The music is very pretty. But there's a lot of snow. But yeah, this is going to be the main area you would have adventured around in at this point. So there's some things around, like some dragons, dungeons. I think you might have been able to do one at this point, but I want to say no. Hold on, we could check actually. We can check. Frick it. But I want to say no. There we go. So what's this one again? Yes, actually you could have done it. Well, you'd be doing it soon. You wouldn't be able to do it now, but you know, that's interesting. You wouldn't have been able to do it by now, but pretty damn close. There's a few optional dungeons like that you've been able to do, you know, kind of just when you're to the level. So that's one of the ones that you get at level 44 that you don't, technically speaking, ever need to touch. But it's recommended for leveling, so. Doing all the dungeons is fun to me. Yeah, this is the snow area. So, it's just a couple of caves, a lot of snow, and 100% what I like, so. Yeah. Something that I really like. There's also these crystals over here that kind of glow red. Some technology. But yeah, those are just there. Yeah. So there's a lot of different like nuzzled in like little areas or things here. And obviously fates for things in the 40s that you do. There's this fort/tower here. As you can tell looking at these things, there's just a lot of forts and not like traditional cities that you've come to know. So a little different. There's also this place I don't come back to very often, but there's a big aetheryte over here. Or not aetheryte, like a crystal area, and it looks very pretty. Like it. It's very interesting. Emits a lot of light. Yeah, that's one of the areas that's sort of tucked back in there that I've actually never been required to do, but that might have been because I haven't done some of the jobs and other things, so who knows. I've been trying to get through a good amount of them, but I'm taking it at a slow pace. So yeah. Goal is to get most of them to around level 80 and then raise up the ones I really love to 90 type thing. Unless plans change, which, you know, ever changing. But yeah, these are kind of like the main areas. Also a big giant void there. Also, that music indication actually indicates that that's sort of a rare fate, by the way, just so you know. But yeah, that's the main area. Again, a lot of fortifications. Very weird area, because this area compared to other things that we've seen is like, oh yeah, there's you know, there's some like frickin' Gridania where it's like, oh, this is just all of the 12's wood, and Ul'dah like, oh, this is all of Thanalan, and then the island of Limsa Lominsa. But this thing is like a separate thing. Just a separate thing that has a name related to none of the other ones. So this is just sort of like a neutral territory between some things. And by now, if you've been reading the side quests and looking into some other quests and reading through those, you'll know that area over there. But we're not going to be talking about Ishgard. But just know Ishgard's over there in the distance. And you can't get to it yet. But it sure is there. Very daunting and imposing, and they have, you know, an entrance here. Yeah. But we're not talking about that place. I just kind of wanted to show it to give context to everything. I want to say. I also want to say I'm trying to remember where the dungeon is. So I'm going to use the map. There it is. So we just have to keep going down here. Through all the snow to get back here. Look at all those people! I know exactly what they're doing unless they're trying to get another thing. Those people are trying to do quests for fishing. I remember that one. I remember that one for the first time. Not knowing how cloud fishing worked. I was like, how does this work? Yeah. That's where you do that. Do all your fish and stuff. I believe this is the dungeon, right? If I'm remembering correctly. Also, there's a very weird border on here, because it lets you go back here for some reason. But this is supposed to be the entrance to the dungeon we're going to be doing. So, yeah. It would be this one right here. Where's the thing? There we go, a navel. But yeah, you usually click on these to queue from here. This is also a very, very nice thing. But yeah, I just want to check. Yeah. But that's the dungeon I'm going to be doing. I just kind of wanted to show it. But I don't think I'm going to queue from here, actually. I don't think it's quite a good idea. But I just wanted to show that it's here and stuff. Yeah, you know, this is Quarthus, just a sort of mid-sized snowy area with a lot of forts and fortifications in a middle ground between like Gridania and Ishgard. And, well, also Mordana. But, yeah. Very interesting. Say that much. But yeah. I think that's the main parts of the towns I wanted to show you. I don't think we got to show off this city though, so we'll show off the one that we teleported in on. And then we'll go back to we can go in Gridania. Why not? Because Gridania is very close to here. But yeah, this is this city. There's a lot of nice things here. And we also have this area. And some people. That's nice. Yeah, that's a general overview of everything, I would say. Oh, there's also a little homey area there and some bunkers for the soldiers. But yeah, as you could tell, this isn't all homey like all the other areas. Not quite at all. But yeah. Let's just fly back to Gridania because I guess this will just kind of cement where we are in the greater scheme of the world. I may have reviewed this one before, thinking about it, but I just wanted to show off a little more of it, at the very least. I was trying to remember if I showed it after Gridania, but I didn't. No, I didn't. This is the first time I'm covering this. But yeah. This is just North Shroud. And then we're just back to right next to Gridania. Which is very convenient. But yeah, they're pretty swell nice. Got that balloon to sort of center yourself on where to go if you're flying. Which I don't really use that often, but I just remembered in that moment. I was like, huh. And then we're just Gridania. There we are. I know we didn't spend much time in Ul'dah, but we'll be back. We won't be here that long. I just wanted to review that area. Because I was like, hey, it's important to know where this is. I'm gonna go ahead and also not listen to my notes for this one. Watch both of the cutscenes for this. So let's... Here's ship. Okay. Now let's go back to our inn. And stay in there, haha. Okay. There we are. Okay then. So let's watch. Was this one of my notes? I think it was. Yeah. So instead of explaining it, I guess I'm just going to play this one and see what happens. Because I was trying to skip out on stuff, but might as well show this. Oh. So yeah, we're going here to find an airship. I don't know why in my notes I didn't say do stone visual first. I should have thought about that. Okay then. Well, I could have done that. That would have been so solid. But I would need to be back here anyways, so whatever. We're here. Let's go into stone visual. Oh yeah. Also, this one that you would do a little bit before Carter Cry, which is in Thanaland, is actually what people speculate is a reference to one of Final Fantasy IV's dungeons, but very loosely. It's not a direct one, but it reminds a lot of people of it with everything, so I don't know. I know nothing about 4. Just about nothing other than the rabbit character I was told about, so yeah. But yeah. Let's go in here. Why don't we? But here is a big scary dungeon. So this place has a lot of dragons. Tiny little wyverns, little lizards that walk around, all that kind of stuff. You see they actually take a couple of hits, so that's a little different. Yeah, a lot of dragons. But this place is very, I like how it looks with all this ruins and stuff in the snow. This is one I fondly remember when I go back. Again, this is another one of the ones that I know a lot of people aren't the hugest fans of either. But yeah, just like look up there. Look over here. My brethren are here. Oh, that's what I was waiting for. Yeah, he flies out of there and sort of hits you when you stand near there. But yeah, my brethren are here. My dragons, being Aura and all. You know, I'm just a dragon. Do you think, Garuda? But yeah, this dungeon's pretty slick. Yeah, me. Hi. Yeah, it's just very scattered, and when you first do this, you might not know exactly where to go. So it makes things interesting. It really do. Yeah, just as a warning, please be aware of this room if you're a tank first coming here. This room has like the worth of 2 poles and a little, with a little bit more damage. And some people die here if they don't, you know, take in the enemies at a specific amount. Especially when ones walk in like that. So it's not exactly fun. But yeah, just be aware of this if you're a tank or a healer. As a DPS, maybe not as much, just damage, but you know, just do your best. But yeah, Dwagon. Great. I even like dragons before this. Wild. Big ol' AoE tornado, I love it. And then over here, I believe is another spot, am I right? Yeah. Just be aware of those ones, because usually what I do is that while I'm doing this one, I just hide in the corner over here. and then you don't get damaged, and right when all the fire goes down, you're just like, okay, go, go, go. So, yeah. I know it's interesting. Yeah, these are a lot of things. Then you have your first dragon boss. This guy's special thing is that he screams. And those screams silence you. That's about it. But yeah. Just sort of things to keep in mind, I suppose. I'm just gonna go over and slap these ones because these ones are important. I like my little friend there. He's great. There's a treasure chest here if you need stuff. You know, a lot of things that you'll be doing here. I remember liking the armor set here for tanks when I was doing Paladin, when I was first starting. I don't know why. Dragon visual stuff looks interesting. I like the shade of blue that they naturally come with, even though I wish it was dyeable. I liked it at the time, before I started super dyeing everything. Yeah. Or that sort of thing. You know, I could have just left that one alone, but, you know, where's the fun in that? Let's see here. Yeah, you can sort of see it's nice over here. Ice. You know, there's this nice little area over here. Just outlooking some very broken fort. Like, this place is very, very ruined. Just going through here. Trying to find Sid's airship. Really is a lot. Yeah. You come in here, get a treasure chest. I usually do this one like every time because it's just two enemies. And a third one usually comes out of there and walks around. So it's not that bad. Yeah. As you can tell, the gimmick of this place is fire blocks things off. Fire's mean. You could also stand in the fire. Wait, let me just... This is fine. Wait. There we go. This is fine. It looks really weird lighting-wise, but don't pay attention to that. This is fine. Okay. Let's go. Because we have to defeat this one. In this one, I'm going to need a steady. Because this boy does some mean things. So as a tank, you usually want to bring him around here. I usually tend to be right here. This boy just kind of hits you a couple of times. Keeps hitting you until... Yeah, okay. Spike tail, which is the poison. Okay. After a while... I'm actually going to turn it down a little bit. Is he going to do it? Okay, we're just gonna have to hit him once. Is it gonna do it soon? Wind blade? Oh, you didn't do it. That's the spike tail. There we go. Eggbell descends from the skies, so after a while you're gonna be like, huh, this thing is hurting us with ice. That's bad. So if it gets too bad, you want to use a Bertha. Usually either of the DPS or the healer should do it. Just know who's on it, and that one person deals with it. A lot of people sometimes have problems with doing that part, so, you know, it's better to be slightly more clear about it, I suppose. But yeah. Then we'll do it again. And then this time you're going to be like, oh, I see them in the background. Only let them get off one. So that's mainly what you want to do. I think it's every tick where it's like that. Like, it'll let us know when they're descending from the skies too, other than just the text box. Oh, he also does this thing where he summons a tornado. This is why you want to stay back here, or else you're just not going to be able to deal with anything for the cannons. And then the cannons are going to become a nightmare and everyone's going to die. So that's the responsibility that they give to the tank. Oh yeah, this is why. Yeah, isn't it really hard to deal with this if the tornado's on there? So yeah, just sort of keep that in mind when you do that. You don't want the tornado there. And you see, now we just can't do that. Like, barely if we're in the perfect position. So, yeah, just kind of keep that in mind. This guy gives you 2 treasure coffers. He's special. And he's dead. But he's special. Then you see some areas over there. You can even see Ishgard. This is a really nice view of Ishgard, actually. It's very interesting. You never get this sort of time when you're in a regular dungeon and not de-seeking it like this to sort of appreciate, like, the daunting presence that Ishgard has from any area over here. Really. It's kind of wild. Yeah. But I just want to show that off. It's just a lot of layers that comes to this and foreboding for Ishgard. Pretty like imposing place out there. One of the only ones that we've been able to see from the ones that were referenced at the beginning of the game. So that's nice. Yeah, you could do that. Let's bring another bird in. That's a nice bird. Also 1 treasure coffer. Another good room that I sometimes tend to do, but that one is slightly less warranted because of the fact that it requires Man, he just stepped into that circle and immediately died. I never get bored of that stuff. Can't tell you why. All we do here is try and open the strong room gate. And yeah. Obviously there's a boss up here. So, let's see what's going on. There's a Dagon. A big old Dagon. It's got the weird Ossian thing again. Like the purple effect that goes everywhere, but you can't go back up once you go down here. It's unfortunate. Unless you do return. But I mean, what's the point? So here's our friend. He hits us. He's a pretty good learning, like, boss for tanks, I feel. I feel like that goes for a lot of these. Give you a lot of learning situations. And show you that this guy has frost breath, so you don't want people behind you, so you're going to be like, oh, like go over here or go on a wall. Or don't cause the AoE to happen. Healer or like DPS. I don't think it's usually the tank. But yeah. I would say it's pretty slow. You just want to make sure, hey. Make sure you're accompanying all your teammates for what they're doing. Don't leave the dragon here if you have a monk or a dragoon or any of those melee DPS. Like, make sure you're aware for the positionals, you know? You don't want them to be doing less damage or being screwed over if you can help it. Sometimes it happens. I haven't had that experience too much in this game, though. Like, honestly, the people here are pretty good about the things most of the time. Or I'm just a hopeless optimist. But I believe it's the latter. Or the earlier, not the latter. But yeah. And no, this boss is a pretty good learning lesson for people first doing this. Because I wiped like 5 times on this boss, I want to say. And same with the second one, I had a couple to learn, so yeah. Something really interesting to keep in mind, I would say. Let's just have him do a couple more attacks. So yeah, after you hit him a couple of times, he'll go into the air. And then it'll just be like, whoosh! And then wherever the tank is, he'll land on them. Setting up the process all over again. And then this will happen over and over with all the different attacks we've shown you, so. Yeah. Oh, and also this one, that's an AoE. So he has a lot of AoEs that fuck with the tank if they're in the wrong position, just learning. So it helps them learn, and that's important. Because everyone needs to learn. No matter how learned you are. Always be learning. But yeah, he'll at least do a charge animation, which is nice. Very sweet of him to, you know, make his attacks like that. Really like doing rhyme worth today, don't you? There we go. That's what I'm waiting for. So now he's going to put down a couple of these, and you want to coordinate where your circles are, because depending on where you put them, you're going to be in a really good or a really bad situation. Because you can, like, trap if they're not all stacked in certain places sometimes. But sometimes you get lucky and he just goes back and forth like that and it doesn't matter. Because you'll have eight of those dots everywhere. And it's just going to become a harder situation. Until you just get this point and you're like, oh, okay, cool. You know? You just do. So let's show you what they would usually show you during this one, because I remembered this one from doing some of the other ones that didn't give you specific context, but yeah. Let's show that off. Your treasure chests and stuff. But yeah. That was a nice one. That one wasn't as long as some of the other ones. But let's show off the other cutscenes in there that gave us context for everything. Just so we can know everything, you know? All good things, eyes on me. Pursue the past. There we go. Now let's watch these. We have the context of the dungeon and everything that just happened. So this is the cutscene that would have played if you were there. After you defeat him. Or no, before you defeat him. Why did you scroll automatically? How could you? Yes, just beyond that enormous sleeping dragon. You're just sleepy. Back to the question, when you replay, they don't give you this one again, but I suppose it's just for the people who want the intro animation. That's fine. The dragon is not our concern. We have come for the airship and only the airship. Sid, you and I will sneak on board the Enterprise and prepare it for launch. DM, you stay here to keep an eye on the beast. If it wakes, we may need to provide a distraction until we are ready to depart. Can you manage that? You can manage that, can't you? That settles it, then. Shall we, Sid? As you command. You can guess by the sky what happened. So, you mean to slay Garuda next? Interesting. Most interesting. And you are aware that her strength greatly exceeds that of your previous primal conquests. A testament to the fanatical devotion of her followers. The Ixali are nothing if not zealous. In spite of your past achievement, I labored to believe that you will best this foe. Yet, only a fool would underestimate the great bringer of the light to slay Ifrit, Bane of Titan. If any mortal is capable of defeating the Lady of the Vortex, it is you. Win or lose, the battle should at least make for an entertaining spectacle. Assuming, of course, that you live that long. Yeah, he just abused the dragon. It's rude. Alphanaut, the dragon! Confound it all. And then the rudeness happens. Stupid Ossian. Let us see how your blasphemous gifts serve this time, Crystal Bearer. You crystal gem. Let me see the next one. Because I'm gonna /slap the dragons down. This is what you see afterwards. You actually get a light blue crystal, surprisingly enough. Just like with the scorpion, it's kind of out of nowhere, but here's the mystery blue flavor. The ice cube. This one's just an ice cube. There we go. Problem solved. We already had a blue one. So now we have 5. Isn't it funny that all the characters that we've beaten that are imbued by an Ossian give us a light crystal? It's almost like they don't want us to have it. Like they know it's here. Kind of funny. I just kind of realized that. DM, are you alright? Speak to me. 12 be praised. I feared the beast had injured you. I see now why the others rated you so highly. When you were caught in the midst of the etheric bubble with the dragon, I was all but certain my next mission would be to find a new champion. Thank the gods for sparing me that inconvenience. I have quite enough to do already, which means me. Which reminds me, Sid is working on the Enterprise as we speak. Let's go see what he has to say. Good thing we happened to defeat the dragon, though. This would suck if you had to try and tell us that around the sleeping dragon. What say you, Sid? Will she fly? Yes. Though it will not be a pleasant ride. Well, I dare say would be no more pleasant than staying here. 'Tis a pity the Enterprise is not in a better state. But if she will allow us to quit this place, I shall not complain. If all are in agreement, let us return to Gridania. Though I would like nothing more than the set course of the Hollowing Eye, it is plain that the Enterprise is in no condition to weather the storm. She must needs be prepared if we are to proceed with our mission. This is all too familiar. I know this airship. If I could just... It's no use. Let's go. So yeah, good thing got his airship back. You get that cinematic camera angle, it looks really nice. Well, we're done with that one. Now, I was gonna make kind of a decision. Well, what we could do is that I could give you people an early opener for tomorrow, and we can rewatch it tomorrow anyways. That might be a good idea. I think there's just one cutscene, right? Yep. So this is going to be before we get back, before we get to Garuda. But we're not going to do that today. We're just going to see what this is, and this will be something we still watch tomorrow. But I'm still going to write the estimated time anyways, so. Let's watch this one cutscene. Again, we'll be watching this tomorrow, but how about y'all get a early little sneak peek of what we're going to be starting on tomorrow? Because I felt like doing a slightly more. I love DM's weird casting gear. It's so great. I actually have a lot of, if I'm to sort of do a shout out right now, I actually have a lot of attachment to this particular suit because this was the first glamour that was ever made by me from a friend. He was a really dear friend friend to me, and when I first started playing, he was super into 14 and played it like a ton. And he made me this glamour because I was like, I really like forest or dark green. And he's like, say more, no more. I'll make a glamour. I'm like, oh, okay. So he made this for my summoner. So every time I look about this, I kind of think about my friend there. He was cool. He's always a really nice guy, just in general. But yeah. Anyways, I have a lot of sentiment towards that since he made this for my first glam. But yeah. It calms me to look at her. It's as though I've been reunited with a part of me that I never knew was missing. Hardly surprising, you did design and build her. I bear good news. The Seed Seers have granted our request to house the Enterprise. We may take as long as we require to repair her. Of course, it would be rank folly to take one moment more than we require. Gruda, lest we forget, grows stronger by the hour. If we have any hope of wresting this bightened realm from her talons, then it must be soon. Though I'm no expert on the workings of an airship, it seems plain to me that the Enterprise suffered much from her time in the wilderness. Am I not correct, Sid? You are. Frankly, it's a miracle that she carried us this far. As you know, the Hollowing Eye is encircled by a raging tempest, apt to turn proud trees into matchwood. Our battle will end before it begins if the Enterprise cannot weather the storm. Given time, I believe I can fully repair her. But if the Tempest is as fearsome as you say, even that may not be enough. Confound it. There must be a way. A way to fury of the elements. The elements? But of course, that's it. We work upon the element itself, using the power of the corrupted crystal. We could clear a path through the storm and spare the Enterprise a battering. I see. You propose to utilize the properties of a crystal to alter the element aspect of the barrier. It seems so childish simple in retrospect. Though mayhap not to you, DM. We speak of the manifestations of over-aspected aether that can be found throughout Eorzea. Since the calamity disrupted the land's etheric currents, such crystals have become comparatively commonplace. Which has a cause of great woe, as they are known to wrap etheric energies, including those of living organisms. The point is, we could theoretically use a corrupted crystal to convert the wind-aspected aether, consuming Garuda's barrier, into an aether of another aspect, one she cannot control. With certain modifications, the Enterprise should be able to deliver us to the Hollowing Eye in comfort. However, however hard Gruda blows. But we are getting ahead of ourselves, as the rest, all of the rest of our ability to procure a crystal with the necessary properties. Have you any idea where we might acquire one? No, but I know a man who might. A scholar by the name of Labyrinth, who resides in Camp Drybone. Strange as it may sound, I met him during my time at the church. Well, Marcus met him, I suppose. Whether out of pity or for want for a more willing listener, he would talk to me for hours at a time about his etheric studies, corrupted crystals being his pet subject. It was a result of these conversations with poor Marquez that poor Marquez observed to possess an uncommon knack for theoretical science. DM, I need you to return to Thanlan and seek out this scholar. Sid and I will be repairing the Enterprise in your absence. So there we go. That's the last thing we're going to be doing, and I think I am going to come back to this one tomorrow still. I hold by that, so I'll just put down the estimated time. And yeah. We're going to be doing this more tomorrow morning, I want to say. Maybe tomorrow afternoon. We'll see. For, you know, spooky week, I suppose. But yeah, no, I just baited y'all. We're not doing 2 primals today. You know? Let's see here. I want to say that was about 14 minutes. A little more, but now we know. So there we go. All right then. So next time we stream Final Fantasy XIV in Echo Cinema, we're gonna do this one, but you know, I'm feeling pretty good to stop here because I feel like this is a good point without you know, without showing us another primal. It would be better to do it tomorrow, possibly. But yeah, when that happens, we're just gonna see some stuff. We're gonna see some things. Yeah, that's knowing by how I've been estimating stuff, that's definitely not going to be 30 minutes if I'm showing a place. Okay. But yeah. I'm gonna go. And thank you everyone so much for coming along. Coming and watching this entire thing. You know? That's pretty good. Although, you know, this is the real reason why we're playing Final Fantasy XIV. We're here for the little video game. Right? I'm not wrong in saying that. So really, we're just here for the cute little side games. That's what video games are about, right? Not playing the main video game. Why would that be a thing? No, I never realized that that Titan was a rabbit when I first did this. Didn't realize it until now. But yeah, you know, this is the real reason we play Final Fantasy XIV at the end of the day, and we all know it's true. We're just here for the silly little side things, right? Definitely. This is, I still stand by this. This is a very cute Easter thing to get for just doing the event. Yeah, that is all for today. I just that is another little joke at the end since we started with it. Yeah. I hope to see more of those little mini games. That'd be really cute. But yeah. Okay. Thank you everybody so much for coming along today, and let me just you know, switch out. We're done. There we are. And let me put music on. Maybe not something super energetic. Ooh, this is alright. Oh, heck yeah. Okay, then. So thank you everyone for staying along and watching this sort of series of cutscenes. This new thing that I'm doing. Really appreciate it. But yeah. No, this is a good time as per usual, and I enjoyed doing it. Thank you for everyone who sort of stayed around and watched it, you know? But yeah. I think I'm gonna hydrate. Thank you for the hydrate. Appreciate it. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna go off for the day. 'Cause I'm just gonna chill between and, you know, see what happens. I guess just if I'm offline and you want to check on other people, I guess just check out my recommended or just go see the people you want to see, you know? Something like that. But other than that, everyone have a really nice day, and I will be here tomorrow morning-ish for my time. I guess just look at the times, or, you know, I guess I have a Discord. But either way, everyone have a really good day, and thank you so much for coming along for this. It's really excited getting back into this and stuff. Hopefully we'll be here for the rest of the week. That'd be nice. Yeah. Anyways. Again, thank you all for hanging around. And yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go now. Thank you everyone so much. Thank you for the support. Okay. See ya, people.